Welcome to day 7 of the Personal Tanya, game-changing insights into the daily Tanya. Today we're learning about relationships. When it comes to relationships, it's not enough to just feel a sense of love for the person that is closest to you. What is important is to express that sense of emotion that you have within you. And that's why our souls, which are made up of intellect and emotion, have clothing, which is the garments of the soul, which is critical for the soul's expression. Those garments of the soul are thought, speech, and action. Just like it would be when it comes to a marriage or an intimate relationship. It's not enough to just feel what you feel about your wife and never to tell her about it. You've got to do things for your loved one and show them your love in thoughtful words and meaningful actions. With God, it might be a little challenging to connect with God on that kind of an intimate level, but God has made it easy for us by giving us the gift of Torah and mitzvahs. Because in today's Tanya, we learn the secret of what Torah and mitzvahs actually are. You see, Torah is the wisdom of God. Mitzvahs is the will of God. The book that's written by God captures God's wisdom in a bite-sized, relatable, logical manner, in a way that we can actually grasp, even though it's an infinite God. And God has also contracted his will, his desire, his needs, so to speak, into a manner which we can relate to, into the 613 commandments. These Torah and mitzvahs, these two, the wisdom and will of God, actually capture God's essence. When we are studying Torah in thought and in speech, and when we're doing mitzvahs in speech and in action and sometimes in thought, what we're doing is we are becoming one. We're uniting with God's essence. Now, since God and his wisdom are one, we know the very first word of the 10 commandments is Anochi. It's an Egyptian word. I am God, your God. That word Anochi is actually an acronym for 4 words. Ana, Nafshi, Ksavis, Yahavis. I, my essence, have infused into my writings. This is the opening word of the 10 commandments, God's opening speech to the Jewish people as a whole. He says, you want to grasp me? It's in my writings. I've infused my essence into my writings. In fact, the Zohar, the foundational book of the Kabbalah, tells us that God and his Torah are entirely one. And the same, of course, goes for God's mitzvahs. When we fulfill the mitzvahs, we are uniting with God's will. Hence, the purpose of Torah and mitzvahs is not just to keep us busy or to make our lives miserable, God forbid, or to ruin our weekends with Shabbos, or to ruin our vacations with kosher, or to mitigate our marriage prospects, God forbid. But rather, the purpose of Torah and mitzvahs is to unite us with God as one would in a marriage. Torah and mitzvahs allows us to actually embrace, become one with our Father in heaven, with God. And hence, the garments of our soul are vital for our connection with God. And that's why I want to leave you with this closing message today. I want to encourage you to dress for success, to be mindful of how you dress your soul. Every thought, every speech, and every action has the capacity and the potential to become a moment of infinite connection, a moment of infinity, transforming a mortal, finite being into one that is bound into the bond of infinite life. Make every moment count. Make every thought, speech, and action count. Just like your clothing changes everything about you, the clothing of your soul takes you to places that you never otherwise would have been able to reach. Thank you.